Goats are really dope animals. They live around 15 to 18 years and, wrong type of goat. The GOAT in sports is an acronym for the greatest of all time, and it is one of the most heated conversations between each respective sport with so many factors and stats at play. There are literally thousands of articles on LeBron versus MJ, and both have veritable sides and a massive following between each. And that is the issue today. I want to give you my side of opinions on the GOAT convo and why it is stupid. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're almost to 800 subs, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All my socials are down below. This video is definitely going to be a fun one, so let's hop right into it. Rings in a GOAT conversation is probably the stupidest argument of them all. For example, player 1 has 3 rings, player 2 has 0 rings. Just based off that, some people without any other knowledge would assume player 1 is probably a very good player compared to player 2. Just for this comparison's sake, player 1 is Patrick McCaw, player 2 is Damian Lillard. The name is obviously head and shoulders above McCaw without question, and it's just silly. It's like saying Bill Russell is better than LeBron James because he has 11 rings, 7 more than LeBron. Bill Russell in today's era is quite literally Steven Adams. They are almost identical, just great rebounders, not the star of their team. I could go on. Even MJ versus LeBron, 4 versus 6, which is a way easier argument, still isn't fair. Even to bring it to a different sport, Tom Brady has 7 rings, most of any player of any franchise, and while Tom Brady may be the greatest quarterback of all time, you can't compare Tom Brady to Deion Sanders, because they played different eras, different positions. It's impossible to do. And just because someone has won titles means nothing at all in most cases. Jeremy Lin is a champion, but he's not better than James Harden. Rings are an accomplishment and nothing to quickly look over, and they easily cement people's legacies. The issue is we're not looking at them respectively. When debate who's better involving rings, it just doesn't ever work out. Lightly tapped on it before, eras are another impossible thing to compare. A good example to use is Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete in college averaged 44.2 points per game in 83 games played. You heard that correctly. 44.2 a game. Not just in the tourney, not just in certain games, that's every game he put up 44.2 a game. He is also the all-time leading scorer in NCAA with 3,667 points total, both crazy stats. Pete's final college game was in 1970, so 51 years ago now, and something glaring about that is, the three-point line wasn't added in college until 1986, 16 years after Pete was done in college. Pete wasn't some 9-foot-tall center who just cherry-picked either. He was a guard, and he wasn't shooting only mid-range. He was shooting from long range, deeper than the three-point line. Bob Carter of ESPN stated that if there was a three-point line in his era, he would have averaged close to 57 points per game. Maravich retired from the NBA in 1979, the season the three-point line was added, and while he didn't average much in his last season, he shot 66% from 3 for his career. Now just imagine if he had been doing that for his entire 10-year career. He was Steph Curry before Steph Curry in regards to quite literally changing the game as we know it, shooting from deep. Now there's no stat to tell you how many points per game Pete could have put up in the NBA if the three-point line was there the whole time, but in his career he averaged 24 points per game, so there is a chance it could have been 30 plus points per game. So why can't you call Pete the GOAT? Dude shot lights out before it was even a thing. Why isn't he up there with LeBron? It's because they were in different eras. Him playing that way in the 70s is elite in the 70s. Jordan in the 90s was elite in the 90s. And Bron has been doing it for 18 seasons as of right now, so comparing different eras is honestly impossible when it comes down to it, because if Jordan was in today's era, maybe he would have played longer and more durable like LeBron, who puts $1 million a year into his body. And maybe Pete wouldn't have died of a heart attack after his career if that was the case too. That rests my case on the era discussion. It's insane to me how you can even compare Jordan and LeBron when both played in different eras and competitions. But this isn't against Jordan like most people love to use it against him. People say he played against plumbers. While yes, true, that is how sports work. Sports begin to evolve every year, and the way offense is progressing in the NBA and the average skill of every single player is going to get better overall. So in 10 to 15 years, LeBron's competition will be soft compared to the next one. You have players like Zion and Jokic, two massive humans playing like offensive masterminds instead of bulky slow centers and power forwards did 20 years ago. So, saying LeBron plays better competition isn't a fair pro for him, mostly because when you think about it, that's how sports progress. Same thing for Mike. You can't make it a con for his conversation because it is impossible to change the competition, and every single year it gets better and better because that's how sports work. Now, I'm hoping this piqued some of your interest and just had you guys thinking. You can still say MJ over LeBron, LeBron over MJ, or Kareem over everyone if you are Will Hanley. Now, you can still have the GOAT convo, but it's just a different way to look at it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm very close to 800 subs, so I hope you'll consider subscribing. I have an Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz in the description below. Everybody have a great weekend and an even better rest of your Friday. And everybody stay safe. Stay awesome. Peace out.